There's one thing to say and always keep.
What is up, guys? Mr. Star75 here today, and today I am joined with...
Hey, what's up, guys? It's TheSayianKid here. I am proud to be happy and really cool to be with Mr. Ninja Star. He's an amazing guy.
yeah, TheSayianKid, and this is our first episode in just a new series called Dragon Ball Rambles, where we just talk about random, we just ramble about Dragon Ball, maybe other stuff, who knows. So
Yeah, right.
First topic we kind of want to ramble about, the problems with Super. Now, everyone's complaining about Super, like, oh my god, the animation sucks, the story's just a retelling and stuff like that. But, like, there are other issues with Super that, like, not many people talk about. Like, what do you think is one issue?
Well, I think mainly one of the issues is mainly just the tension in the anime.
I know.
All these things that happen, and like Whis and Beerus is like, hey, we're like the super savior of the series.
Like, even if you look at Resurrection F, like, I think I made a video called "Is Resurrection F Pointless?" and someone commented, yes, it was, because even if Golden Frieza had like defeated Goku and Vegeta, Beerus and Whis were still there. They said they weren't gonna pick sides, but let's be real here. Bulma would probably bribe them or something like that.
And that's my point exactly. You know, Beerus is always threatening about blowing up the Earth and everything else.
The Earth and stuff.
And when it finally happens, oh, now you want to help these guys. You should have just let time be, you know?
Beerus is a hypocrite, confirmed. Beerus is a hypocrite.
I mean, well, we can throw Whis in that category, too. He's a little bit of...
Whis is like... he's just there, honestly. He could destroy the world if he wanted to, but he probably there.
He could probably destroy multiple worlds, you know? He's coming and kicking ass.
I know. What's another thing? If you look at Black, even if Goku doesn't win against Black, let's say if he didn't, he could have easily gone Super Saiyan 3. Even then, Super Saiyan Blue, and
come on. No, and that's another thing too. They keep allowing these characters to like play around a lot. You know, I'm seeing that a lot too. Yeah, I know that's Goku's character, or you know, I know Vegeta likes to take his time. But you know, it should get to a point where he's like, no, this guy is the actual threat. I need to take him out. Did that with Frieza. Look what happened. He got killed by a Star Wars Death Ring.
I know. And you know what's worse is like Goku's using Super Saiyan 2. When in doubt, Resurrection F, the arc, it didn't show Super Saiyan God draining Blue draining any power at all. Yet in the Champa arc, you see, if Resurrection F hadn't existed, that plot hole could be like, you know, overturned. Like, oh, maybe God, Super Saiyan God does have like downfalls here and there and stuff.
Yeah, I mean, and you know, like you just said, plot holes. You know, they kind of, and then that's another thing too. It's something with when Vegeta faced Hit. They tried to make these powers seem so different.
I know.
It's with Vegeta, like they were like, oh well, he turned Super Saiyan God, Super Saiyan Blue. He turned that when he fought Kabe, and then he got out of it, and then he got back in it, and now that's the reason why Hit was able to beat him. Like, come on, that's straight bullshit.
I know. What else is there? Hang on. Yeah, so another problem with Super, like, even if Goku and Black, even if Goku had lost, you can tell Beerus and Whis, they're suspicious about Black. Like, in Resurrection, they're like, I'm not here to take sides, because they wouldn't really care. Here they might actually care, because Beerus was very suspicious about that time ring. So, of course, he'd question Black, and since they want to know more, they can easily wipe out Black in one punch.
And that point exactly to that, I see a lot of people were thinking like, wow, you know, Black may be stronger than Hit or everything else, and I'm like, well, you know, Goku gave him a go in Super Saiyan 2, so I don't think Black's that much of a powerful character. And everyone's like, well, I would like to see Beerus fight Black. Well, that would if Goku can most definitely handle Black, Beerus.
That'd be like so short. But I guess if they do come out with like a new statement saying, "Oh, Black gets stronger after each battle," I guess that's somewhat, but like that's really predictable. Like, I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, it's getting to a point where Super, and a lot of people are not noticing this, but Super is starting to do a repetitive type of loop.
Like, if you notice, Battle of Gods was extremely similar to the Saiyan or Saiyan Saga, where they befriend a guy who seems bad in the beginning, but later on they become friends.
Exactly.
Frieza Saga, Frieza, a menacing turn, leads Goku to resort to a new form, and death of a character, Piccolo in Resurrection. Well, that was only in Super though, but and then
And
How's
then
it-
now back to the Android saga. You know,
Yeah.
basically, hey, Future's coming back. Future Trunks
Yeah.
coming back to warn them about basically the same thing he did about Cell.
Yeah.
I
Now the
mean,
Shoppa thing, it's not as apparent, but still, it's kind of there. Like with it's kind of a combination between the Cell games and the Fortune Teller Baba arc way back in Dragon Ball. So it's not like
right.
that.
I mean it's coming to a point where I think Toriyama is starting to recycle his ideas, and I know that it's somewhere deep down he can find a way to make something new. I mean, to me, like I said, it seems like he's just recycling stuff.
You have so many of these awesome characters that like we fans we still like. Like
Right.
we people think we don't like Krillin. No, we really like Krillin.
Love
There are lots of fans that really Tien Shinhan. We really like Tien Shinhan. Like Piccolo was just like. See, I was planning on doing this video called the Dragon Ball Super Universal Tournament Redone, where I would just redo a bunch of things. With the Majin Buu thing, it could have given us a chance to see how Majin Buu still holds up because. And Piccolo, like the Universal Tournament was just the Goku and Vegeta show. Let's be real here. Piccolo.
Yeah, I mean, oh god, yes, it was mainly. Look, this is how I feel about this too. They've been mainly beefing up Goku and Vegeta. Piccolo is still a very favorite character, like you just
Piccolo,
said.
yeah.
He's still.
Yeah, I get it with Gohan. All right, Gohan. He's not becoming a fighter. He wants to become a family member. In the newest episode of Super, I kind of get that. I will miss Fighter Gohan, but I'm somewhat okay with it. I won't be happy, but it's the situation where I'm not happy, but I understand like why Gohan's doing that. But with Piccolo, why? Like Piccolo.
Yeah, and then he was one of the most important characters of Dragon Ball Z. He was the main one that helped during the Saiyan saga.
I know. Until Vegeta came on, he was Goku's biggest rival. Like I think Goku's rivals in order were like Krillin, Tien for a little bit, then Piccolo Jr., Vegeta, and in Super, the rivalry isn't as apparent. Like
it's non-existent. You got Krillin and Piccolo doing yard work now.
Yeah, like really?
these master martial artists are doing yard work. Why? You know that's.
I find it funny. Like I don't always like comparing things, but I think GT is an interesting comparison. Look, I have a lot of problems with GT, but it did do a couple things right. It did a couple things right. At least had tension. Think about it. GT actually had a decent amount of tension. Like Goku and Vegeta, they had to fight against Omega Shenron. He was extremely powerful force. The only way to beat him was fuse, even though that's not in their character. Like at least had some tension and
I mean, as far as the story goes, GT didn't do a lot of stuff right. They kind of
had potential, but it didn't execute right. I find it funny, like if you notice in Dragon Ball Super, Goku acts like a complete idiot. Let's be real here. In Z, he had some form of intelligence. In Dragon Ball, you could argue, okay, he's still a kid. You know, he's learning it. But in Z, he was an alright, decent, smart adult. But in Super, he just become flat out stupid. Like he's a complete idiot. I find it funny how in GT, Goku was in a kid's body with an adult's mind. Now in Super, it's like he's an adult's body with a kid's mind. It's funny.
It's pretty much the same thing.
I know.
I mean, it's weird, and it's honestly just it's non-existent with that. I mean, I don't even want to talk about that, man.
Alright,
I mean, GT has some amazing characters. Don't get me wrong.
Nova Shenron was really cool. If they developed Baby a little more, he could have easily been the best Dragon Ball villain ever. Like I'm not even being dishonest here. He really could have but if they built up his potential a little more, he could have had a reason. Because like if you can remember Hail Zeon, he made this video saying like the Dragon Ball villains had like a really bad tier where they'd have like no purpose.
Right.
Baby was one of the few, if the only, like villains to like actually have a purpose for like hating the Z fighters, or Saiyans at least, because they destroyed his former planet and everything.
Right, and you know I like
even then it wasn't that developed.
And see, to me with GT in that respect of they show that Baby, like they actually showed the full extent of Vegeta, because once Baby took over Vegeta's body, see how strong Vegeta was, and how yeah, my bad, man.
Yeah, that's cool. I can just edit that part out.
So anyway, yeah, like I was saying, I mean, as far as they show like Vegeta's full extent about them to getting rid of all those and stuff.
Yeah. Oh, wait, sorry. Can you say that again? Because my the Bandicam only goes up to 10 minutes, so it stopped recording after a
Oh.
while. Can you say it again?
Oh no, I was just wondering, how do you feel about them getting rid of like the apes and stuff like that? That was a nice little concept with them,
Yeah.
using the golden ape
I
and using
personally
Super
like.
Saiyan
I
4.
liked it, and plus, I really liked that GT had like that Dragon Fist, which, in my opinion, Dragon Fist is one of my favorite moves in all of Dragon Ball. Like,
Yeah.
it's not canon. It was used in the Wrath of the Dragon movie, but like, it's still like really cool. But like, yeah, the apes, they weren't really relevant to begin. Like, they kind of stopped being relevant, but like, it would be alright to see them back. Like, it's not as big as like other things I want to see happen in Super, but like an ape thing, the return of apes, that'd be kind of cool.
Yeah, I mean, and like you said about non-canon, I did just recently do a video like about the multiverse and how I feel like
Yeah,
they can incorporate some of the movie characters and some of the
yeah,
stuff into Dragon Ball Super now. If they can do that, like there's so many people that wants to see
yeah,
people like Broly, Janemba, things
yeah,
like that into the whole story arc. Hey,
yeah. I
if
love
you
Janemba. Hey, I actually like Janemba just as much as I like Super Boo or Buffon because, like, even though Janemba he was uncontrollable, he had some intelligence. Like, he was
Mhm.
unpredictable. It took Gogeta to stop him. And everything. He was a really cool villain. Like, it shows that a villain that barely speaks can still be very deadly and like dangerous. It's really cool.
Oh, and that's another thing I want to rant about. They keep hinting at Oob. They keep hinting at
Yeah,
him so much, and they keep saying he's a kid. Well, at the end of Dragon Ball Z, he wasn't. He was actually he when he fought Goku at the end of the at the martial arts tournament. He wasn't an infant. He was
he was like
actually
10.
pretty.
He was like
Yeah.
10, 11, somewhere around that line. And
So
then and then obviously the 10-year gap, he was already like an adult by that time. They keep calling him
yeah,
Tino.
they keep hinting at him being a part of the team. They said no. Well, like why? Why beat around that bush? He was a very important character
Yeah,
within GT,
I really
and
did
they
like
did a
Oob. I really did like
yeah.
Oob. I think I watched a video from like Expert Games. He made a theory saying like how they could redo Oob or something like that, where
Yeah.
at the end of Z or Super, in that case, if they contradict the ending of Z and and Super like redoes it, here's how it could work. Let's say Beerus dies somehow, and then
Hmm.
Whis needs a new god of destruction. However, Goku, he needs some. He's like Goku or Vegeta. Do you want to be the god of destruction? And obviously, those two refuse. But Goku has an idea. He remembered that Oob would no sorry Boo would later be reincarnated, so he decides to the ending of Z is similar where he tells Oob, "Hey, do you want to be the god of destruction?" And then obviously it happens where Oob becomes the god of destruction. He goes under Whis' training, and could you imagine how cool that would be? Like Oob,
Yeah, I mean, because basically he is a good person, but at the same time he has that since he has Kid Buu in him, he does have I believe he would have some
yeah, like
intent to
Beerus
kill him.
isn't evil, but like he could be. Like I
Right.
think Oob would be like that.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, Varys isn't evil, but he also has, he knows like, oh, okay, if I wanted to really honestly kill someone, I could do it. I feel
Yeah,
like Oob could have that same concept if developed into the right character. Like you said, I did see that same video with Expert Games. That whole concept to me was like completely amazing. Like,
yeah. Like, do you now? Which leads me to my next topic. Do you think they should contradict the ending of Z? Do you think they should like
you know what?
like rewrite it and everything?
They should, and that brings me back to my Gohan point too.
Yeah,
I hate that how they dumbed him down in Super,
yeah.
because he was such a strong character in Z. He was actually the strongest character at
I
the end of Z.
know. At the
So,
end of Cell Saga, he was the strongest character we saw.
well, even at the end of the Buu saga, he was technically still strong because Goku really didn't know how to control Super Saiyan 3 at that time. So
Yeah, and
Ultimate
well,
Gohan was the strongest.
other than Vegito, obviously Vegito wasn't there. If you don't count, well, Goku using the Spirit Bomb, that doesn't really count as one. So like at the end of Z, Gohan was strongest, still there. Like you could argue Piccolo was strong. Goten and Trunks alone, they're extremely weak. But like when they're fused,
Mhm.
which they aren't always fused, like at the end of Z, if you lay out each fighter individually, not counting fusions, yeah, Gohan would be the strongest. That's still alive.
So I feel like they should rewrite it in a way so that
Yeah.
maybe Gohan could have finished it, because that's what actually that was Toriyama's original plan.
Yeah, I
He said
know.
that he wanted to end off Z with Gohan, but instead ended it off with Goku.
Yeah.
And now I feel like he's dumbed down Gohan in Super
Yeah.
because he was so powerful
I
that
know.
he would have overthrown Goku as
And
the main character.
I know there are a lot of like fans that were like, no, please don't get rid of the ending of Z. That was what Toriyama. Don't contradict the ending of Z. It was Toriyama's original vision. They say, oh my gosh, you'll ruin the like Toriyama's original vision and stuff. Like, I kind of get it, but like in terms of the story, the ending wasn't very strong. Like, could have been done so much better.
Yeah, I mean, no, I can't say that they did make some epic moments for Vegeta
Yeah.
and show like how much of a beating Vegeta could take.
Yeah, I'm okay with
But-
Goku and Vegeta development and Busar. Like that Goku versus Majin Vegeta fight, that was amazing and very well crafted. And I'm okay with Goku and Vegeta taking the spot in like the Buu saga, but I do wish Gohan could have gotten some more development at least.
Yeah, I mean, even if they would decide to finish it off with Goku and Vegeta being Kid Buu, at least a different way. I felt like that way was.
Yeah.
It could have.
I like the
It
Spirit
could have
Bomb.
ended Dragon Ball Z
Yeah,
on a.
here's how I would
better
end
and
it. Here's how I would. Obviously, the fight Gohan would get absorbed, but that's when in the final battle between Kid Buu, Gohan, Ultimate Gohan, Piccolo, and Gotenks, they would come into the fight as well. Like they'd go to Supreme Kai's world as well. They would help hold off Buu, Gohan, and Piccolo and Gotenks and everything. They would help hold off Buu and maybe even help with the Spirit Bomb. Like, could you imagine all the Z fighters doing the Spirit Bomb? And then
Wow, like that.
yeah.
all of that, and then I mean look. You start off with the Z fighters. You should end with the Z fighters.
I know.
That right there. 100%.
There's a reason they call Dragon Ball Z, like, if you notice, other shows, they have their main character's name in the title. Naruto is called Naruto, but because it's about Naruto. Dragon Ball Z, it's not just about Goku, it's about Goku and everyone else around him.
Right.
So, yeah.
I mean, I think that would be a very, very cool concept of ending Dragon Ball Z on that note. That instead of destroying a planet and killing everybody on it except for Vegeta, Goku, Hercule, they should actually just have the Z Fighter survive and everybody just gets on Kid Buu. You wouldn't have been able to handle everyone like that.
Yeah. Yeah. So, what's another good topic?
Well. Maybe we should save a topic for another day. Think.
I also want to talk about I think our final topic should be. This has only been going on for like 17 minutes. We'll make it like 20 minutes long soon. So I think our final topic is the GT ending. The ending to GT, where it's like after 100 years later, Goku's like, "Until we meet again, guys." That was, in my opinion, the best ending out of all of them. The GT ending, like.
Oh, are you talking about with Goku Jr. versus Vegeta Jr. That ending, like that part, or are you talking
not
about
that part? Well,
GT?
yeah, in that sense, but like when Goku looks at the audience, he's like 100 years later. Old Pan recognizes him. He's still young and fresh. He has that power pole. He's like, "Until we meet again, guys," or like, I don't know.
But then, like, even though it's 100 years later, like that would honestly, for me, I wouldn't want that just because. All of the Z fighters are technically dead,
Yeah.
So except for Pan, and then you got Goku and Vegeta Jr. You could do some. They could have, that was a good ending, but at the same time, well, it was a good ending to end off. But like, what is Goku gonna do with himself now? He has to think about it like, in that sense. Like,
true.
You're gonna leave people questioning the whole thing of okay, everyone else is dead, Goku's alive, Pan's alive. That's about it. What's gonna happen?
Yeah, because when I rewatched Dragon Ball, like for the first time, like I watched it a couple years ago when I was really younger, but then it was only until like a couple years ago when I started getting back into it and I started rewatching all the way from Dragon Ball Episode 1 to Dragon Ball GT Episode 64 or something like that. Mm-hmm. I got really emotional because like I saw the Z ending as like, okay, it's not gonna end off there. There's still GT and it can continue on after that. So like I watched it all not in one sitting, but like consecutively, and I was like, oh my god, that's a great way to end off the series, and I thought it was really good.
Yeah, I mean, you know what, in a way it was, because it did put everybody at peace, like, okay, that's it, hey, that's the end of the series. But so many people so many people wanted
I
to reject
know.
GT. Like, hey, GT was the worst series. It wasn't. It wasn't.
It could have been done. Thing is, it could have been done a lot better. It wasn't bad, but it could have been done a little bit better. Like,
Even if I feel like they did it better, you still have those fans. Oh, Toriyama didn't have much involvement in it.
there's
You
still
know,
actually a lot of people who like, not a lot, but there's very few people that do believe Dragon Ball that don't even like Dragon Ball Z, just like the original Dragon Ball because it's pure and everything like that. Because
yeah,
it's in context, Dragon Ball, the original Dragon Ball is like the best well made because it has the least plot holes, the most creativity, and everything like that. Now, in my opinion, Z is the most enjoyable, but like Dragon Ball is the best like on paper and everything.
right. Like it has that sense of. I have to go back and watch Dragon Ball. It's been maybe 2-3 years since I watched the original
Like,
Dragon Ball,
like,
so I
and who
have to go
could,
back and
hey,
watch it.
and who could forget that amazing theme song?
Like that used to get me so hyped. Like
I know.
especially. Like, did they play that at the end of like when he was fighting the whole Red Ribbon Army?
I think they did. I think they did.
And like that whole scene with that song with it got you so hyped. Like it was.
Anything else?
I mean, I don't have anything else to really talk about right now.
Yeah,
But
alright.
you know,
I think that was a pretty good first episode. Anyways, guys, this is
hey, it's the Sand Kid, and I'm logging out.
and this is Mr. Ninja Star. Anyways, guys, thanks so much for watching, and remember to check out the TheSayianKid's channel. He makes some awesome Dragon Ball content. Anyways, see you guys, and have a great day, everybody. This has been Dragon Ball Rambles, Episode 1.